All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Sunday night football between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Right now, Ravens 3.5-point favorites at home. The total is sitting at 48. We got a couple plays that I'm going to jump into in today's video. Very excited about this game. I think we're going to see a good game here between these two young stud quarterbacks. But before we get into the picks, I'm gonna ask you guys to hit that subscribe button because we're in the middle of a giveaway right now, guys. We're celebrating 11,000 subscribers, which we hit about a week ago at the time of you guys watching this video. We're already well on our way to 12,000 subscribers, but we're giving back an officially licensed NFL jersey to a lucky subscriber, and it's so simple to enter. All you have to do is head over to our community tab on our channel. So Guy Boston Sports on YouTube, find the tabs at the top, video, playlist. You'll see the community tab. You click that, scroll down a couple posts, and find the image you just saw on your screen for the post, and then add your email to that, and you're entered into the giveaway. We're announcing a winner during our Thursday night football video next week, and you have until the end of the Monday Night Football game this week, 10-10, to enter. So make sure you do enter that one, guys. And before we get into the picks, I want to talk a little bit about SportsLine. SportsLine, you guys have heard it. I've been saying it. I've been screaming it from the rooftops because it's helped me this season. SportsLine is becoming the favorite place of mine to start my sports predictions process. They run each game through 10,000 simulations. They have experts on the sites giving their picks. If you want to tail them, a red hot expert or something like that, I never advise following someone blindly, but if someone's hot, they're hot. And they also have projected box scores as well. If you guys are big player prop guys or daily fantasy or fantasy players as well, make sure to go check out SportsLine right now. Link in the description. You can get 3 months, 3 months, a quarter of a year for $4.99. And if that's not a good enough deal for you, which it should be because you guys will find value in this, I'm sure. If that's not a good enough deal, you can use the link in the description to also get 1 month for 49 cents. Yeah, less than half of a dollar, 49 cents. So definitely go check out SportsLine. I don't think you guys will be disappointed if you use it correctly and use it as a tool. You never want to follow anything blindly, but it's an amazing place to start your research here. All right, we should jump into this, I guess, huh? First play that we have in this game. And I don't know, I may be sounding, we're sounding it. We're sounding the psycho alert because my first play here, I'm leaning Bengals plus 3.5. You're gonna have to keep an eye on the pinned comment to see if I officially roll with this one, but everything I'm looking at so far tells me that the Bengals can take this game outright. We're probably, if we lay something on this game, we're going to go and take the points. So Bengals plus 3.5 is my lean. I am very close to pulling the trigger on that, but got a couple days left of research to do as we're recording this a couple days early. But Joe Burrow has been phenomenal against the Bengals in 2 games. Well, the Bengals 41-21 and then 41-17. Joe Burrow threw for over 300 yards in one game and over 400 yards in the other game. This is going to be a matchup of those two great quarterbacks. They both have fast weapons, decent young wide receivers. I think this is going to be a head-to-head matchup of these quarterbacks. Both the defenses, in my opinion, kind of stink. I'm not giving the credit to the defense. This is going to be a game where, I feel like they're going to go back and forth. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm looking at the over saying it's going to be a shootout. Don't get me wrong there. I'm not saying it's going to be a shootout, but I think it's going to be a game of big offensive plays needing to be made, like a 3rd and 8 that needs to be completed, and one of the quarterbacks completed, and that's going to be the difference in the game. So I'm going to lean Bengals here, plus 3.5. And you know what? The biggest thing, you guys know I do like to fade the public here. 80, what is it? 80, I have it up here. 82% of the public right now in the money. So even the sharps on the Ravens. 82% of the public and the money are both on the Ravens here, minus 3.5. I'm fading everyone here. We're going to be the minority in this one. Obviously, there's only, 12% of the money and then 18% of the public on the Bengals here with me. So I'm going to lean Bengals plus 3.5. Keep an eye on the pinned comment to see if it does end up being a final play because, like I said, I'm at the edge. I don't know if I'm jumping off yet, taking this underdog in a team that they looked okay in the last couple weeks, but did not start the year well. But we're leaning Bengals plus 3.5. I've said that a million times now. Let's keep it going here. Next up, we have Tyler Boyd, longest reception, over 17.5 yards. He's hit this in 3 of his 4 games this season. The last 2 games, he has absolutely smashed it. 56 yards, and then he follows it up with 43 yards last week. Baltimore's ranked as the worst team against passing yards this season. So kind of Going back to what I said about Joe Burrow, he's already lit up Baltimore in the past. Now you got a wide receiver that, if we're going to get, and he's had 4.7 targets per game this season, if we're going to get 4+, maybe 5 chances at a deep ball like this, I really do love it, because I don't think Baltimore's going to be able to cover all of these weapons on the team. They're going to focus Jamar Chase. They're going to focus T. Higgins. All of a sudden, you're going to have a dig over the middle or a post or something like that where Tyler Boyd is going, hello, I am wide open. So we're looking at Tyler Boyd over 17.5 longest receiving yards, and he's had 3 20-yard plus catches in the last 2 weeks. So 2 weeks ago he had 2 20+ yard catches. Last week he had one, and I think in the last 2 weeks he's had an over 40+ yard reception in each game too. So I do really like this one. I think we're gonna get minimum 4 chances at this, as they don't really target him with little slants or anything like that. I think they usually they're going to be looking to him for a 15 to 20 yard type ball, and I think that the Baltimore defense is going to forget about him at least one time, and we have our shot, and he better come down with it. So Tyler Boyd over 17.5 yards. All right, next up, Lamar Jackson, longest rush over 16.5 yards. Lamar's hit this in 3 straight games. In fact, his average long run during that time is 40+ yards. I think it's like 43.5 yards. He's 2 for 2 at home hitting this over. Those last 3 games, 79-yard run against Miami, 38-yard run against New England, 18-yard, which just got, by the skin of his teeth there last week. And last year, 88 yards on 12 attempts versus Cincinnati. So we're going to have the volume. Lamar Jackson still averaging about double digits, or I think it was 10.5 rushes per game in the last 3 weeks. So we're still going to have the volume there. All we need is for him to break one out. And with this wide receiver core, if there's one thing you give the Ravens wide receivers credit for, is that they are fast, they're young, they go pew. Hopefully that they clear the entire defense out. The pocket collapses, goes around, Lamar Jackson shoots up the middle, and he has 20 yards ahead of him, and he's going to run. He's going to fight for extra yards. I think we're going to have a couple chances at this one. So like the Tyler Boyd one, I think that there is going to be volume here as well. I think there's going to be way more volume in this one. I think you're going to have at least 3 chances for a Lamar Jackson, 20+ yard run. Whether or not he gets a fight for that extra yard, or the defense truly clears out, anything like that, I do think that this is a very valuable play right now. I think we're going to have a couple open field plays for Lamar Jackson like we've had in the last 3 weeks. So Lamar Jackson over 16.5 yards. And then this one. Hayden Hurst over 2.5 receptions. You're going to have to pay a little bit of juice on this one. I got it this morning. I locked it in at -137 because I think this is going to be like a -160, -165 by game time. I think that Hayden Hurst is becoming one of Joe Burrow's safety blankets here. Some of his season averages are a little bit down. That's because he was banged up 2 weeks ago against the Jets and barely played, barely saw any targets, had like 1 catch. He didn't do too much, but Hayden Hurst cashed for us last Thursday when they were playing the Dolphins. We had his over interceptions, we had his anytime touchdown, and we'll cheers it, we'll cha-ching it. Hayden Hurst becoming a favorite of the channel. We might have to put up a Hayden Hurst bobblehead if he reels in this. In fact, we'll do that. If Hayden Hurst gets this over, I might consider putting up a Hayden Hurst bobblehead, and we might even have thought about that, putting up a little shrine of like a Hall of Fame for guys, because Hayden Hurst continues to cash for us. Last 3 games, or in this season, I guess I should say, 3 of 4 to this over, and that only miss was that New York one I already alluded to here. And we've stripped that out. He's averaging, if we strip that game out, he's averaging 6 targets per game. And his targets aren't these ridiculously hard catches or anything. No, he's coming over the middle, either sitting in the zone, running a slant, running a cross, anything like that. Very catchable balls. They do target him in the red zone as well. So Hayden Hurst, I think, is going to have enough target share in this game, especially like I just said about, where Baltimore's going to be focusing. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. We have Tyler Boyd and Hayden Hurst odds on the sheet for no coincidence. I think that Baltimore doesn't have the depth of defense to cover all 4 guys. We're taking the 2 guys that they're going to forget about here. And Baltimore proving this out even more. Of tight ends that they've played this season, they're 5-2 to the over. Only 2 tight ends have not hit their over in receptions this season. It was Hunter Henry against the Patriots. He had a terrible game. Then I believe it was Dawson Knox last week, who his line was 3.5 and he had 3 catches. So barely missing that one there. But I think that Baltimore forgets about Hayden Hurst, forgets about Tyler Boyd. I think the Bengals aren't able to contain Lamar Jackson. 3 easy player props. Hammer him, lock him in right now. And that is all I have for you guys today. Make sure you guys do enter the giveaway. Make sure to subscribe first, like the video, and yeah, if you have a hashtag ride of the day, use it. We didn't pick one for last Sunday Night Football because we got so many videos of the rides of the day, but go ahead, use hashtag ride of the day if you want to, and we might be jumping on board, but that's more of a Thursday night, Sunday play for us too with the player props as well. But we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.